Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. I like to talk about books down here in my basement. This is the second time I've started this video because evidently I forgot to press record the first time. That's okay. Is this thing still connected? I sure hope so. Let's talk about the books. Should be a short video. I only have 3 things to talk about. I'm going to open with the thing that I probably have the least to say about because it is the end of a series, and that is the 3rd book in the Flame Cursed Fae series of Ash and Iron by Liza Rain. This series is about a young woman who is like the hidden princess to the Frost Elf kingdom in this very Norse-inspired world. She has a special kind of magic that allows her to file things away in this elaborate magical gallery in her mind. It puts her at a lot of risk because she basically just sits there and zones out and goes to this other place mentally. And she also has blackouts that she has been told her whole life are terminal. She will die from them eventually. And at the beginning of the novel, the Valkyries from Featherstone, this, protector place, come down. There's been a prophecy, and one of the princesses, or rather the princess of the Frost Fae Kingdom, is going to become a Valkyrie. However, when they get there, they say, no, we don't want Freydis, we don't want the sister, we want Medivh, the main character, who, again, no one really knew was around, no one knew she existed. No one knew she was a princess. She was kind of passed off as a handmaiden. And she is taken to Featherstone. So she's weak. She has continual blackouts where she just faints. She has no physical strength that to speak of. And she has little to no magic besides the memory magic, which is a huge handicap because all of these elves that are being trained to become Valkyries have some sort of elemental power. She has basically none. So she has to survive, find out why she is being trained to be a Valkyrie, find out why she is in Featherstone, and all of this stuff. And along the way, she meets this flame-cursed fae named Cain. He was a former Valkyrie. His wings were taken from him because he was accused of a crime he does not remember. And so the trilogy begins. I picked this up on a whim one night and I read 200 pages of the first book in a sitting. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish it. And I did. I liked the ending to this. It was twisty. I kind of saw where it was going to go, but I couldn't predict the machinations that led it there. So like the actions and the tools that got it there, which I appreciated. But on the same hand, it kind of also felt like it came out of nowhere in some regard. So I don't know. I think I gave this like a 4.5. I really enjoyed it though. I will pick up her other series. I don't know what it's called. It's something Shadows, I believe. Let's see if it tells me in the front. It does not tell me in the front. There's some maps. No, it goes straight in. There's a 5-book series that is teased a little bit. I believe it came before this one. And you kind of see the characters briefly in this one. And I assume it's the characters, a human and in the Shadow Fae Court. Something to do with that. So I will be picking that up to try it because I did really enjoy this and I found her writing incredibly bingeable. The other thing I finished was also a romantasy, and that was Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. I am making an effort to get to and finish series. Can you tell? After having started this process with my best friend reading my Danmei series, I'm like, okay, I need to focus on my rest of my reading on doing this as well. So I picked up Bull Moon Rising because the 2nd book arrived last week, and I was like, time to read them and get caught up. This one, I had seen some meh reviews on, so I was kind of like a little bit worried about it. And you know what? Unfortunately, I have to say it is kind of meh. It's not my favorite Ruby, not by a stretch, but it is got a very cool world. So this is about, she wants to be called Sparrow, but her name is Aspeth, which also, I keep wanting to call her Elspeth, but it's Aspeth, A-S-P-E-T-H. Aspeth is a holder's daughter, which means she comes from money, she comes from riches, and she wants to be a part of the Royal Artifactual Guild. It's a very strange artifactual guild, the Royal Artifactual Guild. Basically, she wants to be someone who digs up artifacts and from this magical kingdom that self-destructed almost a few years ago, hundreds of years ago. So she leaves her father's holding, his lands, to go join the guild because she's like, okay, I can join the guild and I can save my father's lands because, we have no artifacts, we have no money, we're in trouble. She attempts to join the guild. The guild laughs in her face because she's a woman. And then she meets our male main character, whose name is Hawk. And she says, let's make a deal. He needs a wife and she needs into the guild. She needs to be able to join a 5, which is a training group. He's like, okay, I will marry you because I need the wife, and I will train you in the 5 that is forming under this legendary guild master that I'm helping. So they begin their relationship and she begins her training. This one just felt maybe a hair too long, perhaps. I don't know exactly why, but it just didn't have a good oomph to it. It didn't have the connection that I really wanted to Aspeth or to Hawk. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there. I really love the world, though. I love the world that she's created, and I really want more of it. So I'm very excited to continue into book 2. It's shorter, so I'm hoping it might have a little bit more of that punchy punch that Ruby Dixon tends to have. We'll see. I'm not sure. This is still stunning, and I'm still keeping it on my bookshelf, though, because I do, at this point, collect Ruby Dixon, and I enjoy her books. They're like brain candy. It's like a break for my brain. And the last thing I read, I didn't read any arcs this week. The last thing I read, though, was I reread All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the first Murderbot book. I have a copy of it. I have it somewhere, like, over there, but it's a mess. So I'm not digging it out. I have the first book in hardback, so we're going to hold this up instead. All Systems Red is the first book in this series. This is the second book. Murderbot is a construct, partially organic and partially robotic. I am used to calling that type of entity an android, just from Dragon Ball Z, so that may be what I end up calling them. In any case, Murderbot has hacked their control module, so the module in the back of their brain that is supposed to dominate and control what they do and say. They're a security unit, and they are working with this, like, prospecting group on a planet that is looking at the flora, fauna, that sort of thing. When things start to go wrong, they are attacked by a large fauna that wasn't supposed to be there, and Murderbot's like, that's weird. And then more weird things start to happen, and so Murderbot decides, I'm going to protect my humans. Not that I really care, but they do. I'm going to protect my human and find out what's going on. So that's what happens. They protect the humans and try to get them off the planet, because ultimately what Murderbot wants to do is to go back to its cubby and just watch entertainment modules, because Murderbot, though it has hacked its entertainment, or its governor module, it doesn't want to do anything except just relax. It's very tired of people and their shenanigans. So that is the basic of the first All Systems Red. I continue to love it. That is a reread for me. I'm rereading the series and catching up on it because I am a few books behind with my best friend. We're taking a Dawn May break and reading this. So the next one I will read is, of course, Artificial Condition. I will probably actually power through, depending on Jessie's speed, I will probably power through the next like 2 or 3 of these very quickly because they're all novellas. If you haven't read Murderbot, I do really recommend it. It's very approachable. It's very quick and easy, and Murderbot themselves is just very funny and just bland in a way that, I don't know, it works for a lot of people. If you've liked the show, I have no doubt you will like the books. So I plan on finishing this. You will see the rest of these come up in the next week or 2. But that's really it. And by the way, this was another 5-star read for me. But that is it for this week. It has been another rough week, so it's been really slow. I am a little over halfway through Night and Day, which I did get my own copy. Night is on the back, but the e-arc that I have on my Kindle started me here, which... whatever. So I have finished all of the night side, and I am now onto the day side as of today. And I can tell you there was like maybe 3 stories, well, 2.5. It's like half of one story I really thought was creepy and good, but the rest of it I didn't like. And then there was 2 other stories. The trash bag story. Oh, wait, no, there's 3, because Nathan Ballingrud's story was trippy. That was the last one I read last night. So Nathan Ballingrud's story, the first story in here with the trash bags, which was by Clay McLeod Chapman, I don't know how you'd say his name, Chapman, and then the Stephen Graham Jones book, which surprises me not at all, The Door of Sleep. Those were fantastic on this side. I will report back on what I think of the day side, hopefully next week. That's really the only thing I'm currently reading. I want to read one more e-arc that I have that's quite old called The God's Time Forgot, I think. And then I'm going to move on to some more of my epic fantasy that I've been putting off. Thank goodness. I really, really want some more epic fantasy. And I do need to start my reading of To Greet Angel Tower, which is for the read-along. We're meeting next month. Yes, and Green Angel Tower, the two parts combined is like 1,200 pages. Oh boy. So I should be starting that soon. But that is everything for this Friday. Hopefully next Friday I might have a little bit more to talk about. Maybe a little bit more interesting things or some arcs for you. But that is it for today. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I will talk to you again next week. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.